Hello everyone, welcome back to another Invader video. Today we'll be talking about how to invade Black's Moyo on the bottom. So you can feel free to pause video, think about it, and think about some good invasion points, and when we come back we'll talk about it. Alright, welcome back, and so if you tell me that you've thought about these invasion points, I'd say congratulations that most of these thoughts, or all of these thoughts, are very, very good. They're very great invasion points. But these are not the ones that I would want to recommend to you guys today. So let me explain why, right? So when your opponent has a connected moyo like this, thinking about invasion point is very, very important. So in my last video, or the one before that, I talked about invasion at h3. Usually this is an excellent invasion point, and the theory in that video applies. But today, Black can just choose a very... so this is pretty much how Black can choose the invasion, the defense. When White closes and kills the stone, Black can go ahead and, make a giant moyo here. This might be an okay game for White, but how comfortable are you guys with invading something like this, right? So I don't want you guys to get into that situation. So that's why I would not recommend you guys to play h3. If you play m3, this is also not something I recommend. Your position might be okay, but how easy is it for you to, really manage something like this? So also, might be a fine move, but we need to kind of know the follow-ups, right? So I don't want you guys to get into that either. Some other possibilities is r8. Well, Black is going to defend with r6 this time, right? It seems more intuitive to play something like this, but actually White has a very nice move, that is to stick to our opponent, following the principle of invasion, right? Like stick to our opponent when we are kind of in trouble, and this is quite hard to deal with. So Black can think about something more interesting, like one space pincer, right? So when White tries to go for some sort of skirmish here, White kind of needs to know what's going to happen over here, right? So maybe a better move is something like this, but I mean, this is also not so easy to manage. So today I will recommend you guys a very simple move, very easy to master. You can use pretty much every time you see a protection exactly like this, okay? And when I say exactly like this, I mean it, okay? So if this defense, if this stone at P3 is at O3 instead, then this approach is not going to work. So the move, as you might have guessed, is to attach at the R5. So against this move, Black has a few defenses. One is to extend down at S4, but obviously this is the most passive one. That is definitely not something you can be happy with, because White can just play a beautiful knight's move and just get out, basically. And now there are so many good follow-ups that White can think about. And this is just, Black's just falling behind with this S4 stone, right? That's on the second line. Another possibility is for Black to extend up, but this is also not a great move, because now White can just two space extension. When Black tries to jump, White has an excellent move, that is to play at N7, right? So this is gonna get White out very easily, and later on Black has to be careful, because whenever White gets this move, right, Black's territory is squeezed, And also white's eye space is drastically increased. So this is also a great shape for white. So black pretty much does not want any of that. Black's best defense here, and the most common defense you'll see, is to hane. White will extend, and black needs to prevent this s4, right? Anything else you play, something like this, I mean, this is just not going to work, right? So if you play like this, well, I mean, everybody can see that this is a very happy outcome for white, because white is able to gain himself territory and also destroy the entire side. So pretty obvious. So a great move for black to play is to descend at s4. This is guarding territory, destroying eye space. White will follow up with r8, and then black needs to prevent this sliding at s10 with the Kosumi kick. So at this point, it's very important. The next move is definitely for you to not just extend like this, because this makes your group really heavy, and then you'll soon be under attack. So a very, very important principle in our invasion series, that is for you to play as light as you can, right? In most cases, right? So the correct move here is to play very light at p9, right? It looks like we're not even connecting ourselves, right? Like this is so light that some of our stones about to fall off. But this is an excellent move. Well, first of all, let's look at what if black counterattacks, right? Tries to cut ourselves off. Well, it turns out that white really welcomes that, and white can cut off black. And now black has problems, right? Black needs to fix this cutting point. And the next move is a Tsuji for you to play p7, right? If you don't know this move, you might actually be in trouble if you play just this one. Okay, you can ladder black, obviously, and then you're cut into two. But when you play p7, this is bound to be a success for white now, because so black probably most crazy defense is to play r7. White will extend, black connects, and now white pushes here. Notice that black has only 2 liberties, so he cannot push, although he really wants to. So he's going to descend, and then white is going to squeeze here. For the same reason, black cannot push. Black has to go back and capture. And then we Atari, and then we Atari here. And then pretty much everybody can see that this is a tremendous success for white, right? So, and obviously if black just plays a second line stone, white has a solid eye and then lots of opportunities to go out. So this is a very successful situation for white as well. What about, if black plays the hane? So this could be a move that causes my viewers some troubles. But the correct move for you to play is to squeeze here at q9. So this is a not so easy to find move, and I think you kind of need to remember it. This is a shape move here. If black Ataris here, right, looks the most normal move, white can actually just extend. This is making white heavy, but it's necessary because it causes most weaknesses for black. Black double tiger's mouth, and white will, get himself out with q6. And now white aims at a couple things, right? White has the Atari here, white has a turn here. And also, if white ever gets to play s7, there's probably some eye space here. So white is totally not worried. If black extends here, white can turn and then just seal black in with this kind of move. And this is going to be very successful for white as well, because white has tremendous opportunity to develop the center. So if black plays this one, white can just Atari at p5. This is going to squeeze black's corner and also aiming to destroy the part that black has over here. So this is how you would deal with the second line honey, which is probably the most annoying, the hardest to deal with. A lot of times, viewers might just play things like this, but remember the shape move here is q9, and this is going to be fine for white. And at this point, if black just pushes here, first of all, this is probably the best defense, but it's really hard to find. So if your opponent plays like this, you can just squeeze at q9. Black needs to fix the cutting point, and then you can just go ahead and extend. And pretty much your group will always run towards the center first than these guys, right? This is faster. And then I'm pretty confident that my viewers are able to deal with this group from here because it's quite easy actually. So that's pretty much kind of the very simple and nice move that has the least variation that I can think of, right? Like you attach your opponent pretty much has like only this way to defend. You play one space extension, and then you play this knight's move, very impressive move. If your opponent plays this, you just squeeze here. And this is going to be very pleasant, and you aim at two things. And of course, if your opponent plays this one, very nice to Suji here at p7. So this variation is very easy. It looks like some fancy stuff because we're attaching our opponent and stuff, but actually this is actually very simple, right? This is a very simple, easy to master variation. Whenever you see a small knight corner defense, just go ahead and attach, and it can't be bad. Just remember the variations I talked about, and it can't be bad. I just want to add an important note that if your opponent has a defense like this, this attach is not a move, right? This is a mistake. And it's quite clear this is a mistake because your opponent's going to extend at q4 and he's going to be very happy. Well, why is that? Because if you think about the order in a different way, right? You can think about your opponent plays a q4 and then plays a move like this. These moves are perfect, right? Can't be criticized. And then somehow you decided to play a move at r5, and I think your opponent will be really happy if you play something like that because your opponent can just close the corner, claim the territory while hurting your r5 stone. So always remember that it's only with this formation that you can attach at r5. So something to keep in mind. Alright, so this is it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you guys next time.